You know what? Motivation is cute, but it's unreliable. I know as an entrepreneur for almost 20 years, I remember looking for motivation to just keep going with business, to continue to grow the business and get clientele and continue to market myself and things of that nature. And what I noticed is that, yeah, it gets you pumped up in the moment. It does frame your mindset in that moment as you're watching or experiencing or partaking in some sort of motivational activity, but it's not reliable. It really isn't. You need more than motivation to continue and push through. What you need is discipline. That's what it is you need. You need discipline to push through. That's the decision that you actually honor daily, right? Like, there's days where I don't even feel like doing anything. There's days where, mind you, what am I on? Day 4, day 5 or whatever of this series and this challenge that I'm doing on YouTube. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I did not feel like recording this video today. I did not. But there's a reason why I'm doing these videos. There's a reason. Just like there's a reason why I hired a personal trainer back in September to work, right? Like, there's a reason. You know, you don't get stronger on the days that you actually feel hyped up. You know, you get stronger on the days when you actually show up. When you show up anyway, that's when you get stronger. You know, so it's the discipline that keeps you going and not the motivation. So real quick, discipline is defined in like three different ways. The first one is keeping that promise to yourself. I made a promise to myself that I'm gonna show up every day on camera and post it on YouTube. I don't have any fancy edits. I have no fancy background or anything. No, that's not the point of this right now. Now, once I get to like video 150, that's different. But right now I'm building endurance. I'm not in a maintenance mode just yet, right? So I'm keeping my promise to myself to crank these out. The second thing that defines discipline is discipline lives in the small reps. That's where, not the big moments, not when you go viral, right? Because I've been viral. Like, that's not discipline. Discipline is in the tiny reps that you do, the tiny moments that you do consistently. Like, I prepare for these videos. I created a framework in mind I created a framework that I'm actually trying out to be able to crank these videos out in a very efficient way so it doesn't take up too much of my time. And those little things is what creates and establishes that discipline. And then the third definition of discipline is discipline, it builds your endurance. Mentally and physically. It builds it. Because not only am I physically building my endurance to be on camera, meaning making sure that I'm communicating efficiently. I'm not stumbling over my words. I'm not saying all the time, or I'll say like or definitely, you know. I say that a lot. Doing these is building that endurance so that way I can speak more eloquently and not stumble over my words. So I'm building that endurance physically. And then as far as mentally, this is how I'm looking at it. Mentally, the reason why I stumble over my words and say and all this other stuff is because my mind, and I know for a fact I'm not the only one that does this. My mind thinks faster than I can speak it. So I'll stumble over my words, or I'll say trying to pull the word out, or I say definitely filler words. There's a bunch of filler words because then I'm thinking so fast and then I'm trying to process what I'm thinking to say it, but then now I moved on to the other thought, but then I gotta go back. Like, I'm not the, see, like, See, I'm not the only person that does this. So being disciplined enough to do these videos is creating and building my endurance, because I know there's something greater for me in the future. And right now I am just getting ready. Like, I am setting things up. You know, when I think about discipline, there's discipline in business. I think about the parallels between business and fitness. Business and fitness. Now, I mentioned back in September, I signed up to work with a personal trainer at a private gym here in Ohio in the suburbs. I've been following this private gym for years, like literally maybe two, 3 years or so. Mind you, I've only been here in Ohio for like 4.5 years. And I've been following this gym for years. And I said, once I figure out what's going on with my back, I have back issues, and my hip, I'm gonna get that together, and then I'm going in here, because they train. Like, they not playing around in this gym. But I wanted to make sure I was physically and medically okay, and I wouldn't go in here and hurt myself overdoing it, right? So the parallels, like I mentioned, I've been working with them since September. I signed on in September after getting some PT and some other stuff done. I'm like, all right, it's time to sign up. I joined them back in September, and it's been great. Here we are in January, and it's been great. Down 20 pounds. And that, I feel like this first round of sessions was conditioning and getting ready for more intensity. I feel like, even though the trainer, I know she didn't say this, but what I'm seeing is that what I was doing before was building up my endurance. Because once we came back from the holidays, baby, that workout yesterday, I'm still thinking about it. I didn't even get through the whole workout in the hour. Like, let me put it like that. Like, that workout yesterday was insane. And she said, you know, we about to go in. She's been saying this even before the holiday. After the holiday break, we going in. So, but the parallels, though, that I'm thinking about is the training plan. There's a plan that she creates that we follow. Like, when we come in, there's no guesswork as to what it is that we're doing today. She develops that, shows us what to do, and then we do it and knock it out. And she's bouncing around and, you know, keeping up with us and making sure that we're doing it appropriately. Because I know for me, I have bad form. I didn't know I had bad form until I got in this gym with her. I tell her all the time, like, I don't know what I've been doing at Planet Fitness. I don't know what I've been doing, because in here, it's different. It's different. And I know a lot of that has to do with form. So there's a training plan. And she had a training plan for us the first few months. Now we're rolling over into another set of sessions. And it's on a different level. So it's not like just going into Planet Fitness and we're just working out. There's an actual plan in place for us to achieve our goals. Very similar to a business plan. Having a plan in place in order for you to achieve your business goals. Same thing. You need a plan. You need a plan so that way you can enforce that discipline, as opposed to just randomly doing stuff. Another parallel is progressive overload and raising your standard. As I mentioned, there's a training plan. What we were doing between September and December is totally different than what we're doing now starting in January. But it's progressive. You know, what we were doing in the last set, it was, like I said, it was building our endurance, building our strength, even doing the ropes. I can see, I'm like, oh, this is easy now. Whereas at first, I'm like, oh, my arm's tired. Oh, my shoulders. Oh, it's burning. And then, you know, getting it in, like, yeah, with the ropes, like, there's a difference. And I feel it, right? So it's progressive. So now that she sees that our strength has increased, it's like, all right, now it's time to increase and raise what it is that we're doing. There's more weights on, there's more plates and more weights on the bars now. We're doing more reps, doing more more sets. Before it was 3 sets. Now she like, no, we doing 4. Like, girl. So very similar to business, raising your standards. You know, you have to raise your price, raise your standards. I talked about accountability and folks not playing with you the other day and you just elevating and leveling up. Same thing. A lot of similarities between the two. And then the third parallel that I'm thinking between fitness and business as it relates to discipline is recovery. Recovery and sustainability. Okay. When you rest, that's recovery. You have to rest. You have to allow your muscles to break down and rebuild stronger and bigger. You have to. And it's the same thing with business. It's like you have to have that discipline to continue, but yet take a break so that way you can sustain this business that you're building. Same exact thing. You know, I'm mentioning fitness, but also this video series. Like, I am committed to cranking out a video every day. And like I said, today I didn't want to show up. Even my mom is asking, like, you gonna do these every day? Every day? Yeah, every day. Every day, no matter what monkey wrenches are thrown my way, no matter what I'm dealing with in my personal life, I am cranking out a video every day to, again, for one, build my endurance and grow as an effective communicator, right? But also showing up for my audience and also building and growing an audience. Just like in business, if you get a client, and I'll talk about this later, you get a client and you're making X amount of dollars, you can't stop marketing yourself and marketing your business. You still have to market every day because that client is not going to last forever. And that was one of the mistakes that I've made in business. Like, I remember when I was working with Mr. Knowles and I stopped marketing myself. I just relied on his work like, oh, I'm good. That contract didn't last forever. I worked with him for 2.5 years. It wasn't forever. You know, and as an entrepreneur, you have to do both. You have to have the discipline to do both and to market even when you don't feel like it. So yes, I am committing to this series because it's building my follow through, is building my endurance, and it's definitely building my consistency, right? Like, it literally takes me maybe 20, 30 minutes to do this video. Here I'm at 12 minutes. I record, the videos are no more than 15 minutes. I have spent 5 minutes preparing for it, and then maybe another 5-10 minutes uploading it to YouTube, putting the description in and all that other stuff. Done. That's 30 minutes out of my day. And then I move on to the next thing. So again, it's all about being disciplined and having a plan in place to encourage that discipline. So what I want you guys to do today is to think about what you can do and implement that would help you build your discipline, right? Or something that would contribute to that. Is it moving your body for 20 minutes? You know, walking around the store or walking at the mall or whatever, or just moving, dancing around the house, cleaning up, whatever. Got the music playing and you just in the house rocking out. Move your body in some kind of way for 20 minutes. Is that something you can do daily? You know, what about committing to doing 20 minutes of like business admin work? You know, setting up for the next day, looking at your calendar, creating a content plan, business plan, checking your finances and your numbers, see where you can cut out, see what revenue and KPIs that you want to meet, all of that. Like, spending 20 minutes to do that. But it has to be something that you can actually commit to, and that is like non-negotiable. A non-negotiable thing, a workout, some sort of sales or outreach action, or a plant, something, just something that's non-negotiable that you can do every day. So, like I said, think about it. What can you knock out daily, whether it's fitness related or if it's business related or both? And then you should be good to go. Thank y'all for watching, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Same time, same place.